New questions emerging in New Orleans as Zion Williamson, who's been sitting out after getting foot surgery right before the season began, still may need a second surgery on his foot. Our Andrew Lopez tells us we may know more next week after the latest set of scans this weekend. Kendrick Perkins, nothing is confirmed, of course. But what do you think when you hear that?
It's concerning. It's concerning because here it is, Max, the same questions that we had about Zion coming out of college, we still have the same concerns to this day. And it's all about, for as him, his health, his weight, and all of those things. And we're talking about lower body injuries. And we're talking about a guy that's sloop-footed. He could move, but he's not he don't have the best build. So it's concerning. So if I'm David Griffin, it got to come a time, whether I don't know if it happened or not, but they got to have a coming to Jesus meeting. They got to sit down with everybody at the round table, have a game plan, because the way that Zion career is leaning towards is looking more on the Greg Oden side, and I don't think that it should be, and I think that it could be corrected.
Yeah, by the way, Joel Embiid looked like he was going down that path, right? He couldn't stay healthy. He couldn't play. And then he turned it around. So there is the Greg Oden. There's also the Joel Embiid. You're right. It could be corrected. Maybe we'll see. Are you, as a basketball fan, Perk, concerned, just as a basketball fan, that we don't get to see what Zion could be at full strength? There's never been anybody with those kind of fast twitchies at that size.
Absolutely. But Max, we have to realize this. We hadn't seen a player that hyped up coming out of high school and college since LeBron James. And look, this guy is must-see TV when he's on the floor, and he hasn't disappointed us yet. I would, as a basketball fan, absolutely I would be disappointed because, look, Zion is something that we have never seen before. He's the true definition of a generational talent. Built like a linebacker, athletic like a LeBron James. I mean, all those things, the way he's able to maneuver through the air, for us not to be able to see him right now in his youth before he even hit his prime, that would be very disappointed as a basketball fan.
Built like a D-end. I mean, forget about a linebacker. Wishes they were built like that. Perk, I want to talk to you about something that happened on our network this morning. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was on Get Up and had some interesting thoughts on players forcing trades and the impact it has on the league. Listen to this.
Ideally, when players want to get traded or teams are preparing to make moves, those are conversations they have confidentially with players, they have confidentially with other teams. And obviously in this case, it not only played out publicly, but it's been playing out since the season even began, particularly with Philly. The data shows that superstars moving isn't necessarily a bad thing because it allows bad situations to, in an orderly way, to change. It gives teams that may not be in a competitive position hope that they can sign one of those players. But shorter contracts to me is something very different, and free agents moving at the end of contracts is different than what we just saw, where you have players actively seeking to move while they're under contract. That I think the data is clear on that. That's not good for the league.
Perk, do you agree that top players publicly forcing trades while they're under contract, not toward the end of their contract, is bad for the league?
It is bad. And look, one thing we all know is that Adam Silver is a players commissioner, right? I think he's the best commissioner in sports. But I will say this, Max. I told you this a while back. They cannot wait. This is just a warning. The CBA and the owners can't wait for the CBA to come up. They're going to be waiting at the front door, and this is the first topic that they're going to bring up. And here it is today, and I told you this again. It's unfair to the next generation that's coming behind the players, the current players today, the way that they're handling situations. Because for the simple fact that you had guys like Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, the list goes on, who fulfilled their obligations and did things the right way so that guys today could get paid $200 million with 4 or 5 year deals for $200 million. And guess what these guys are doing right now? They're hurting the younger generation so that they won't be able to get those same 5-year deals for $200 million. And it's a damn shame.
I think it's fair to say that the reputation, or at least Q rating, which factors in likability, both Harden and Ben Simmons, both their Q ratings have taken a hit over the last, say, year. If you had to guess, which one of them is more likely to become a big fan favorite over the next 2 years?
I'm going with James Harden. Just because of him being in Philly. Look, we already know how it is in New York. Like, the Nets are second to the Knicks. They will always be that far as the fan base. But when you look at James Harden, and he publicly went out and said that his first option really was to get to Philly, but it didn't go through, and now he's there. And if he could go out there and perform at a James Harden level that we know he can, that Philly fan base is going to embrace him like no other. And so I think James Harden is the guy that's going to probably turn it around more so than Ben Simmons.
And maybe the fact that the Nets they're a bigger national brand than the Knicks at this point, but they're not as significant locally. Maybe that actually helps Ben Simmons because there's not as much pressure, even though it's a bigger media market than Philly.